Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. The all-new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, a police report marked confidential is now public record, revealing new details into the deadly prison attack. Plus, the Education Board approves proposals to cut back on spending. And could the government financial crisis finally be coming to a close? Nestor Lecanto has the latest as senators get ready to vote after weeks of special session.
Hafide and good evening.
A confidential report now made public. 7 detainees accused of killing a fellow detainee are set to face a jury next month, but at least one of them could be off the hook.
In our top story, we have even more details on Idrit Manson Isar's murder at the Hagatnya lockup. And what appears to be missing? Evidence on the allegation that Isar had been raped. Defendant Andrew Rios Jr. wants his case not only severed from his co-defendants, but dismissed altogether. Defense in their motions filed last week argue there's no proof the victim, Ernest Manson, also known as Idrit Isar, was ever sodomized. While 6 of his co-defendants are charged with murder, manslaughter, and aggravated assault, Rios is only charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct. It's alleged Rios covered his hand with a plastic bag and digitally penetrated an already helpless Isar. Though listed as confidential, defense's motion provides a copy of a supplemental police report. This report states it had been rumored Isar had been raped during the attack. Following up with the tip on that same day, an investigator met with Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola, who conducted a visual check of the victim's buttocks and anal region. The deceased was still on a gurney. According to the police report, quote, Dr. Espinola indicated that there was no evidence of sodomy, end quote. So how is it Rios was indicted for rape? Defense argues the government failed to provide this information to grand jurors. In similar motions to get the case dropped, defense states there's no proof Rios worked with the other defendants in the beating. As we've been reporting, Marvin Rechem, Benster Benjamin, Albert Santos II, Moses Hadley, Elas Cimarron, and Eisler Miller are accused of taking turns in brutally beating Isar. It was apparently a revenge attack on Isar, who was accused of raping a teen girl with Down syndrome. That teen is reported to be a relative of someone in the prison who ordered the attack. In court on Wednesday, defense counsels requested they be allowed to visit the scene of the crime. Attorney Levin Camacho on behalf of Benjamin also noting his intent to file a motion to sever as well. A hearing on these motions is set for April 9th. Trial, meanwhile, is scheduled for April 13th.
Investigators are tipped off about a package with drugs on its way from Los Angeles to Guam, the package containing more than 700 gross grams of marijuana. Authorities tracking it to the owner and eventually uncovering an apparent grow house in Tumon. Sun Ko Chu is charged with importing the drugs as well as conspiracy to import and conspiracy with intent to deliver the drugs. Rico Chu is charged with possession and manufacturing the drugs and possession with intent to deliver. He's also facing charges of illegal possession of a firearm and theft by receiving stolen goods. Now, investigators replaced the drugs with sham and put an electronic trigger and tracking device in it. An undercover officer then delivered the package to an address in Tumon. The suspects admitting they negotiated with a third party to wire transfer $3,600 in exchange for the drugs. Authorities also found a marijuana grow operation inside the residence, including 7 plants, digital scales, several smoking devices with meth residue, and a handgun that police say was reported stolen from a home back in 2010.
He claims the Tata Mona put the bruises on his girlfriend. Now both have been placed under arrest. Along with assault, strangulation, and family violence, David Anthony Wanako is charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, interfering with the family violence report, felonious restraint, and bribery. The initial call to police was for a woman being assaulted in a car in Agate. Authorities had no luck finding the victim until a couple of hours later when police had been called to a disturbance at a Santa Rita home. Officers noticed shattered glass inside their car. At first, the victim told police everything was okay, but later admitted she lied because she didn't want her boyfriend to go to jail. Earlier that day, the victim told police the suspect got angry, accusing her of cheating. That's when he allegedly punched her multiple times. She tried to call 911 and even began honking the car horn to ask for help. A bystander tried to assist, but the suspect yelled at the cops not to call the cops. He's then accused of choking the victim before the pair took off.
But Chris, it didn't stop there. Later that evening, the pair got into another argument. When they went home, the suspect demanded the victim get his ice pipe. She refused, and that's when he allegedly threatened to kill her if she didn't. Responding officers noticed several bruises on the victim. The suspect telling police, quote, Tatsumono gave her the bruises. She is crazy. When it's family violence, you guys believe the chicks? Authorities also found a clear plastic bag with the meth. Before being taken into custody, the suspect kept asking police to give him a break and allegedly offered them money to let him go. Additionally, the woman, Deshani Jerica Ugan Santos, was arrested for hindering apprehension. Both are currently on probation for similar crimes related to family violence and criminal mischief.
Now to the Department of Education. Spokesperson Isa Baza confirms an investigation has been launched following social media posts of Weddingale Elementary School students being rushed to the hospital. According to these posts, students were standing in the sun and denied water and bathroom breaks. No other information was available as of news time.
It's official. DOE is starting the furlough process. The proposal passed at a GEB board meeting Tuesday at JFK High.
Students and teachers concerned what this means for their future. Carmen Terlahi has more.
It's a hard pill to swallow, but members of the Guam Education Board have no other choice but to make more drastic cuts. The board unanimously approving DOE Superintendent John Fernandez's proposal to start Phase 2 and 3 of budget cuts after exhausting all efforts in the first phase.
If the cash crisis continues and we don't have sufficient cash to operate the department, I think the issue is we may be facing layoffs of employees without the furlough option, which will allow us to spread to address the situation more broadly.
As reported, DOE's cuts are deep to make up the $19 million loss. The board's vote means if nothing changes, DOE will start the furlough process. The first notice will go out in April, and the 32-hour work week will start as early as July. Superintendent Fernandez clarifies it'll affect 12-month employees, not teachers. However, for Mrs. Dueñas, a longtime language arts teacher at Southern High, she's prepared for the worst.
The legislative body really needs to be, what they say. They get elected on the platform of education is important. You know what? Now's the time to show it. Our department literally holds the future of this island in our hands, and they don't seem to understand that. To use phrases such as manufactured crisis, giving money to drug dealers, that's what I'm hearing has been said, and I take offense.
Other cuts include no more on-call substitute teachers for the rest of the school year, delaying the start of the school year to October 1st, and school facilities will close early, affecting fourth and first quarter sports and other after-school extracurriculars, to which representative from the island-wide Board of Governing Students, Luke Bukikosa, says makes cuts personal for him and his classmates.
Think about the students who have trouble at home. Sports is the only thing they can escape to. If we take away this, what are we showing our students? They don't understand tax cuts. They don't understand budgets. All they're going to think is that we, as a community, do not care. If we're not funding our schools, how are we going to have a future? What is the point of getting a tax refund today if you're missing out on half a paycheck for the next 3 years?
He and others spent their hump day afternoon at the Guam Congress Building.
It is a safe haven to a lot of students,
hoping their presence will finally get lawmakers to act, at least for the sake of their education. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Some senators responded to students' concerns by Speaker Therese Terlahi, saying the debate is not about whether education should be funded, but how passing a sales tax could increase basic costs.
It's all done except for the voting. After weeks of special session, senators have completed debate on a government bailout bill and set Friday at 2 p.m. for the vote.
The measure would raise the business privilege tax from 4% to 5% and also require the governor to slash $30 million in spending. Nessa Lecanto has the story.
The PPT increase would sunset at the end of this fiscal year on September 30th. And then the plan is to implement a 2% sales tax. But the main sticking point was not the tax hike, but the spending cuts, as the governor will have 30 days from enactment to come up with a new fiscal realignment plan. Senator Frank Uggan Jr. not happy based on the cuts he's seen so far, with giving Adelup so much leeway.
My opinion. Because
point
this would
of
be a
personal
fast
privilege,
one.
Mr. Chairman. Nobody is trying to pull a fast one.
Just a point of personal privilege. Senator, please continue.
Senator Ada, if the shoe fits, then wear it. Because I'm saying that you're giving the governor, by virtue of this amendment, an option to submit a plan. And then all of a sudden, the BPT tax is going to increase from 4% to 5% with no real commitment of budgetary reduction, cost reduction for this government.
Senator Ada's rebuttal.
Are we now questioning 8 years later that this governor is not going to be able to make some responsible decisions that in finding where to reduce $30 million? I hope that's not the case.
And the governor does say he is committed to cuts, as already outlined in his initial fiscal realignment plan. Everything remains on the table, including voluntary 32-hour work weeks and possible mandatory work reductions.
I just signed my sheet for my pay cut. So, there's going to be some reductions in several areas. It's going to be very difficult, for the major cost cutting for this big gap. But we're going to try our best. Give me a roadmap. I'll sign that bill into law, and then we move forward from there.
So furlough's off the table if they pass that bill?
At this point, we have to look at the reality of how difficult it will be for these next few months. At this point, until I get a new options on the table, the furloughing process must continue.
And while the governor is cautiously optimistic the bill will pass, he questions why it has to take until Friday to prepare the bill for a vote.
I'm hopeful there's goodwill there, but not some sort of nefarious reason for this delay.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
International bond ratings agency Moody's Investors Services have changed the outlook from stable to negative on GWA's outstanding $500 million in bond debt. In a news release, Moody's announced that the change is triggered by, quote, the deterioration of the government's financial and liquidity position. Moody's notes that although GWA revenues are separate and distinct from the general fund revenues, further deterioration on the part of the government could pressure the authority's finances, end quote. Last week, ratings agency Standard & Poor's placed a credit watch on some $187 million in general obligation bond debt. S&P cited similar concerns about GovGuam's financial crisis. Adelup issued a statement saying the downgrades are possible if nothing is done to resolve a $67 million revenue shortfall created by the Trump tax reforms.
Well, GovGuam's primary health insurer warns that it may have to suspend coverage or possibly even cancel coverage if it does not receive assurances that overdue payments will be made soon. A letter from Calvo's Select Care Administrator Frank Campillo to DOA Director Edward Byrne notes an outstanding receivable of more than $12 million. Campillo writes that they are most concerned about amounts owed by the retirement fund on behalf of retirees. Last week, another health insurance company, Netcare, announced it would also suspend services to retirees by March 21st if payments aren't brought current. DOA Director Edward Byrne has said he's not able to confirm when payments can be made because of the current financial and cash flow crisis.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming of KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
We're celebrating our 135th anniversary today, both in the outlying regions on which we hub and also here in Guam itself. It means so much to our team here in Guam. It means a lot to us in the Matson management team, because what it says is we're here to stay. It's a real physical manifestation of our commitment to this region. It's so important that we hire locally, we develop talent locally, we train locally. What's been a wonderful addition to our approach there is that many of the people who started off in Guam have gone off into significant leadership roles elsewhere in the company.
This is our headquarters here in Guam in Micronesia. And when we talk about putting down our roots, it's not just doing business, it's about everything we do with our friends, our customers, and our employees. I believe that nobody can replicate what we do, and that's why we have such a great team and such a great service and why we're successful. This is our home, this is our life, and we're happy to make a difference in everyone else's life.
This is pollock, and this is pollock, but they're totally different. One is pollock South Dakota, and the other is real wild-caught Alaska pollock from a certified sustainable fishery. And that's the pollock you'll find in the McDonald's filet of fish. So, no matter where you are, you can always get real fish caught sustainably from here. So let's review. This is that one place called pollock, this is real wild-caught Alaska pollock, and this is who can bring it all together, sourced from a sustainable fishery. And it's delicious.
Join the most excellent of egg hunts at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam on Tuesday, March 27 from 3 to 7 p.m. Pre-register for the right age group in one of the 4 egg hunts per hour. Call 647-4544 or stop in the restaurant and sign up at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
More ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Welcome back. Nearly a year after former Guam Football Association President Richard Lai pleaded guilty in district court to charges of corruption, the Office of Public Accountability releases its findings on GovGuam's contributions. Since 1997, GovGuam has contributed more than $1 million in tax credits and 2 land leases under the agreement with GFA to develop facilities. Between 2012 and 2016, GovGuam also contributed some $1.4 million in cash appropriations and sponsorships. Among the findings included that the Department of Parks and Recs failed to create a memorandum of understanding for GFA's use of the Northern Soccer Field. GVB also did not request for an accounting of $400 grand granted to GFA. Lai was accused of accepting more than $1 million in bribes for his FIFA vote. Last April, he agreed to pay more than $1 million in forfeitures and penalties. FIFA also banned him for life. You can view the OPA's report. Go to opaguam.org.
Beat the heat buying the right air conditioner for your home.
Smart shoppers also know where to buy with GPA rebates. Carmen Salahi has more in this week's Think Green.
Think Green, presented by GPA, bringing energy solutions to you.
For 28 years, J&B Modern in Harmon has provided quality service in conjunction with GPA's Energy Sense rebate program.
This kind of program from the GPA will really help our customer or the community for obtaining an air conditioning to their houses because they are entitled for rebates.
Jean Bangayan, president of the company, says it's never been easier. GPA gives you money back from shopping smart. J&B mostly carry Pioneer brand, but they also have Fujitsu that has one of the highest SEER ratings at 29.3. Guaranteed to save you power and a $600 rebate. Adding, it's their quality service customers praise.
All our engineers and electricians are well-rounded, trained and experienced professionals committed to excellent service. customer don't have to worry because anytime they call us, we respond right away.
It's a one-stop shop, and they stock up on all the parts you need to keep your inverter units running.
The life of a unit depends upon you, how you maintain your units.
Right.
If you will not maintain even 1 year, is getting sick like people. If you will not take a bath for 1 year, how do you feel? Same thing as your air condition. You have to make a preventive maintenance continuously every quarter.
J&B has all the parts to keep you cool. For this week's Think Green, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Think Green, presented by GPA, bringing energy solutions to you.
Sports is next, but here's your island weather.
We know how life can be when you're young, wild and free. That's why GTA hooks it up with the best phones at the best prices to keep you living life to the fullest. Get the Motorola Moto G4 for free, an Alcatel A3 XL for only $49, or the Samsung Galaxy A8 for only $99, with a $50 per month unlimited talk and text plan, including 5 gigs of high-speed data. Visit gta.net or a store for details.
Reduce your energy costs with GPA's Energy Sense program. Energy Sense provides cash rebates with the purchase of qualified energy-efficient air conditioners, washers, and dryers that help reduce your energy usage. Contact GPA today at 647-5787, 8 or 9 to learn more about Energy Sense and other ways to help reduce your monthly energy usage and save money by using energy more efficiently. For more Energy Sense saving ideas, visit GuamPowerAuthority.com or like us on Facebook. Energy Sense makes good sense.
Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. And during Ram Truck Month, save up to $97.50 on new Ram trucks. Cars Plus has a great selection of 2018 Ram trucks. Plus, shop our remaining 2017 Ram 1500s. Voted Guam's best truck 2 years in a row. The Ram truck comes with a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. And with 1.99 APR financing for qualified buyers, there's no better time to buy than now. It's Ram Truck Month, and only Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. Cars Plus, driven by you.
To me, Blue Moon pairs really well with Guam because Blue Moon is a beer that's exotically spiced. It's very unique and different than anything else out there in the marketplace. We always want to make sure that they're food friendly. You can pair them up with dishes, practically anything. Ingredients are the malts, the hops, the spices. We put them together on that canvas, and the finished work of art is our bottle of Blue Moon beer.
2017 Nissan Titan, backed by America's best truck warranty, which covers more than any other truck in its class. Inside and out, bumper to bumper. Take on today. Get to your local Nissan dealer for great offers like this.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I have some basketball news on men's national team player Ben Borja. I'll get to that in just a bit. But first off, information on the United Airlines Guam Marathon. Check it out. United Airlines Guam Marathon press conference was held at the PIC Hotel this morning. The run is scheduled for April 8th and features a 5K, 10K, half, and full marathon. Registered runners can take advantage of runners' perks from April 2nd through the 15th.
I think the biggest thing that we've got this year is we've created an app for the event. So all runners that are participating in the event can download the app either through the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store. And that app is pretty much your one-stop shopping location for everything about the event, including race updates and training podcasts and details on each shop run and all sorts of cool stuff.
Participants can look forward to a cultural fire show, dancers, live music, grand prize giveaway before each race, cheering stations, food and beverages, along with beach activities.
Something different this year, and something that's very important this year, is that we've teamed up with Run Guam and HOTSA. Both of those are great organizations in the community that promote running. HOTSA promotes running to beginning runners, which is really cool. We want beginning runners to come out and experience the event. And, of course, Run Guam to more intermediate and advanced runners. But both of those two organizations have created running programs that take place on a regular basis. Details can be found at the UGM app.
IIAAG High School tennis came to an end late yesterday afternoon at the Rick Nanetti Tennis Center in Agana. All island results: boys singles champion FD's Camden Camacho beat out teammate Gabriel Tan 8-2 for this year's title. St. John's Marshall Zhang placed third. Girls singles champion St. John's Anika Sachdev picked up the win over Academy's Victoria Smith 8-3 to be crowned champion. Doubles A champions Harvest Christian Academy Eagles Mason Caldwell and teammate Gavin Lee earned the title via default over FD due to an injury. Doubles A girls champions Michaela Alcantara and Sylvia Perez from Academy. City College of San Francisco recently won the California Community College Athletic Association Championship over San Diego City College 82-72. The junior college team finished their season 34-1. Men's national team member Ben Borja is a sophomore on the squad and says it was a great feeling winning this year's title. Ben started most of the games this season and averaged 7 points, 3 rebounds, 1.6 blocks with 2 assists per game. He adds that he looks forward to getting back together with the Guam men's national team.
Having Guam cross my chest is an honor. Not a lot of people say they did it, and it's a blessing to be one of them. It's going to be a great experience teaming up with the other guys in terms of their experience and them being the higher level than I am, and me being the younger ones. That'll be an awesome experience. I can learn from them, pick their minds, and just enjoy the overall experience.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
The 2017 Nissan Altima and Sentra. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring automatic emergency braking that can help stop for you. Take on today. Get to your local Nissan dealer for great offers like this.
Say hello to the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Hafide. This is Ton. He lives in the island of Tinian. Together with their mentor Bruce and the rest of his peers, Ton keeps the Tinian Teen Center running. The Teen Center does a lot for the youth of this tight-knit community, offering fun activities like paddleboarding sessions, ping pong tournaments, open mic nights, awesome foods, all in an effort to keep the teens of Tinian smart, safe, and drug-free. Gosh, just look at that view. Wherever they are, Ton and the rest of the Teen Center can share their message with their island and all of the Marianas. Always fast, always clear. When they go live here, it's fast and clear. When they update their status here, it's fast and clear. When they add to their story here, it's fast and clear. Everywhere fast, everywhere clear, with the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Docomo Pacific, better together.
They don't want these coming out. Mexican spices, nacho cheese sauce.
Critics and fans agree nacho fries are a masterpiece. It'll change the way you look at fries, craves The Hollywood Reporter. Nacho fries, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
Guam is more than a tiny island in the Pacific. This magical place is where I call home. This island inspires me to learn and explore what's around me. It teaches me that there are no shortcuts in life and that the long way home may just be the scenic route. And that even the dirt roads can lead you to beautiful destinations.
Tonight is the big season premiere of Rise, a new NBC musical drama from the producers of Hamilton and Friday Night Lights. While we've spent the past week documenting the teachers, talents, and trailblazers who make public school performing arts programs possible locally, we have something different tonight.
Yes, Nick. Tonight we cap off our Rise series with my personal journey.
I'm a news reporter by day, a musician at night.
Fun fact about me that most people don't know is that I have my degree in music performance. And I think it's my exposure to the arts and to performing arts that has made me an effective news reporter. And I say that because artists, be it paints on a canvas or an actor on the stage or a musician, we're storytellers. And so I think that the skills you learn in the arts and the performing arts translates well into any career that you choose. It translates into effective public speaking, into working in groups, in discipline, and learning the value of hard work.
While I've been reporting the news for about 7 years, I've been making music for much longer.
Some boys go mad, some boys go dance. That's all right with me.
Since Jose Rios Middle School, when I was assigned to play the alto saxophone. Fortunately, music remained a big part of my life throughout high school, thanks to the GW Band, the Guam High School Honor Band, my ska band, Freedom Fries, and the Guam Territorial Band, who I was able to travel and perform with in world-famous venues including Carnegie Hall and the Sydney Opera House. Now, as an adult, I see there are schools without quality music programs or instruments, and performers without a stage to showcase their talents. While those issues need lots of money to fix, here are some other ways I think you can support the arts.
Maybe switch out going to the movie theater and instead go to one of our local theaters. You know, the UOG Theater, the Gate Theater, and other schools, they have shows all the time. And trust me, it's much more affordable than going to the movie theater. And to support local music, I hope that you go to the shows, you go to the concerts, and most especially if you're hiring a musician or a band or a talent, that you pay them fair wages, because we have to make a living too. We have bills to pay. It is not acceptable to pay in alcohol and food alone. We need to get paid, put value in our work.
And for moms and dads out there, you have a big responsibility.
And so for myself, it was my mom and my dad. They supported my art. They bought me my first alto saxophone. They drove me to and from band rehearsals every other day until I got my license. They paid for my private saxophone lessons. I think that everyone should support the arts because art makes the world a beautiful place to live. And imagine the world without art. Imagine the world without beautiful things to look at or wonderful things to hear or entertainment like the ones we get from theater. So many reasons to support the arts. Catch Rise at 9 p.m. on KUAM TV8 tonight, right after the latest episode of This Is Us.
And catch Crystal wherever you can, out and about, doing some of the
that was a little awkward watching myself on TV.
Well, before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday, Lyric Devine McGill. Lyric Devine McGill, our beauty princess. God bless you. We love you from the family.
Jacob Ryan and Javen Daniel Mesa, happy first birthday. Love, the Familia.
Happy birthday, Roselyn Bernardo, a.k.a. Chai, a.k.a. Rosa. May your day be filled with love and joy on your special day of yours. Love always your family and friends.
And happy 13th birthday, Tammy Cruz. Love the family.
And happy birthday to KUAM, who signed on the air on this day in 1954 as Guam's first commercial broadcast station.
Yeah, happy birthdays all around.
Happy birthday to us. Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include your photo, your name, and birthday.
And that's going to do it for us here in the news desk. Stay tuned. I'm up next with Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
Welcome to News Extra. In our lineup tonight, we got all you need to know for Social Work Month, plus they are home to many of our marine life in our waters. We are talking about coral reefs.